And when are you selling? Oh, wrong thing. There we go. Hello, 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 everybody. Welcome to Mondays with Max. Good to see you all. Appreciate you guys all for being here. Let's see who is here tonight. The dude was first tonight. No one with no life. We all have those moments. It's called moments of relaxation, not no life. We all enjoy those moments. DJ Minds making a request. Yeah, I'm trying. Just got caught up in research regarding the airdrops and realized, oh shoot, not going to make it until 8:15. So I'm trying, man, trying to make it closer to 9 p.m. But it's still better than it was at 8:30. Retro Mike, good to see you, sir. 619 OTA, Burn, Nick Riley, Chuck Danger, Kyle Rosa, Second TL, Tonto Bong Ronto. That's a great name. Steven Cicero, Tim I Am Crypto, Son of a Rabbitch. Gordon Murray, Joker Miner, 4J, Less to Dog C57, Bacon, Eggs, and Hash, Georgie, Jean-Francois Abin, All Set, Cook, 4015, Alexander Fleener, Chump Change. It always jumps on you when you get near the end. Let's see, who else might I have missed? Integra Guy. And DJ Mines 2025. What are you talking about? Oh, When Price Go Moon 2025. Got it. Y2K Anonymous. Dakota Miner and Chris Stewart. Strange Tamer. There's a new name. Welcome. Canadian Miner. Galaxy 9 Synthesis. I think that covers just about everybody. The dude, I will cover this at the beginning because I know a lot of people don't care about this, but yes, vast rentals have been slower, definitely slower. So a couple of things. One is the supply is going up and the demand was going down. But now it seems to have come back to where it was, but the supply is higher. So unless you're verified, it's becoming harder to get rented. I am fully rented now. I did have to lower my prices. So it's a market. You're gonna have to figure out, how you want to work things. But yes, agreed. But it's more of right now, it's more of a supply thing. And I can cover this later. I'll cover it near the end. But I'll show you a tool that I use to kind of look at the market for Vast. And it allows you to get a good broad look at it. There's a couple different views. Anyway, but remind me at the end, to help you out with that. So yes, a lot of times, Joker, yes, you will get fully rented. And then they just stick with you. And that's awesome. And I definitely have those rigs, no question. But other ones I do not. Hawk Crypto Mining is here. Hello, son. Can you please share the announcement on the Tera Hosting X page? Oh, I see. I need to look at the Tera Hosting X page, meaning, just say Twitter. Just say Twitter, please. Yeah. Sorry, we were talking. Sunflower Mom was just saying all those things that we still say in Chicago for buildings that are no longer called those things. Like the Sears Tower is always going to be the Sears Tower, even though it's been under two different names since then. Comiskey Park will always be Comiskey Park. It will never be Guaranteed Rate Field. Give me a break. And there's other things in Chicago, but anyway. Joker Miner, yes, you're getting 0.189 right now. Oh my God, I'm the lowest priced 4070, and I had trouble getting somebody to jump back on. That's insane. Anyway, I just hate being chum change. If You weren't there on Saturday night. You should have been. That's where I will leave it. All right, now let me see. Twitter. Oh shoot, I'm in an incognito mode. Hold on. Hold, please. I gotta bring up a different tab. You're making me open up another tab. So, the notice on the Tera hosting website says, well, here, this is what I will do. Let's click on this. Let's go there. Copy, come over here. Should post it, right? Yes, it does. Zoom it out so people can actually see it. All right. Now let me share that screen. Share screen. Window. That. Share. Add to scene. Ooh, almost added the wrong thing to the scene. There we go. All right. Tera Hosting said, due to unknown problems with Ice River units, we are suspending all future hosting for these machines. There are no certified Ice River technicians currently for repair. Ice River has struggled with RMA and service for customers. We'd put customer satisfaction at the highest priority. You got to change that spelling, dude. Priority. We will assist current customers with unit repair as best we can. All current contracts will remain honored. Honestly, just makes sense. I've been hearing all the issues with the high temps and just, yeah. That's, you're gonna run into things like this with new companies. They do the best they can with their design, but they can't account for everything, and they can only do so much burn-in on these units to make sure that they aren't going to have problems. And actually, in these cases, you're kind of like, well, maybe they should have burned them in a little bit longer. But no trouble with other types of units. Sorry, producer was having technical difficulties there for a second. Good to see you, Overboard Tech. Good to see you. All right, let me see what else somebody might have tagged me. Did that. Yeah, Joker might have rubbing it in my face. I'm the best, that's why. Well, you weren't the best at the last poker tournament because I outlasted you. And I can say that at least until the next poker tournament and remind you of it all the time. In case you don't know, Joker Mine is a pretty good poker player, that's for sure. Let's see here. Yes, I'm following Hawk. This is an incognito mode, Joker. Yes, I follow him. Anyway. Yeah, Hawk, fix the grammatical error. Sorry. Let me see. Something went wrong. Oh, you created a new tweet. So I'd have to go back here to do it. But anyway, you guys all got the idea. And Joker is talking about all of his other, placings at poker tournaments that don't matter. So a bunch of schmucks in those tournaments. So there you go. Obviously, Overboard Tech trolling my wife. So that's, as long as she's okay with it, I'm okay with it. Okay. Let's get to the more interesting things tonight, and that is not crypto taxes. So I actually need to put a poll up. Do you want me to talk about crypto taxes? I certainly know there is a vocal group. I don't know if it's a minority or majority that doesn't want me to talk about crypto taxes tonight. So I will put up a poll. Start a poll. Talk taxes or not? And just simple yes, no. Yes, talk taxes. No, I would rather eat glass. There we go. Let me know what you think. Um, alrighty. Well, for those of you that didn't know, there was a airdrop, the WEN token, and let me reshare the screen. So this WEN token was for anybody that interacted on sorry, I'm going to talk to Steven Cicero. Actually, I did think about that right before the stream. So there's a couple things. I will make a dedicated video, no question. By the way, anybody, not like I'm trying to push her content, because I'm probably going to do something similar, but Crypto Casey actually does a pretty good video, although she pushes CoinLedger. I watched her demo of CoinLedger, and I was kind of like, it's pretty much the same thing as Koinly. And honestly, Koinly and CoinLedger are the two top ones. But anyway, I will leave that for another day, unless the unless the poll says something otherwise. Right now it is no, I would rather eat glass at 63%. So think they're going to win, but we shall see. Merger to Koinly Wedger when? Yeah, I don't think that's gonna happen. They're in two different parts of the world. So yeah, I think it's good that they have both are different. But anyway, enough on Texas for right now. So this WEN token, it was available for anybody to grab in a very short period of time. It didn't have like an 18-month window or anything like that. So it was a short period of time. And for anybody that interacted, from my understanding, anybody that interacted on the Jupiter network with like a trade or something like that. So if you did Hive Mapper or you did Helium, those were the two that I interacted with. So I was eligible for two. So I got two airdrops, which at the time were worth about $65 each, or about $130. It after that went up to $100 per airdrop. But as this says, Solana's WEN token plummets despite burning 27% of the supply. So I have not looked at the price of WEN. Let's see. Where can we find? No, not Wendy's. There we go. CoinGecko. It is, let's see. I don't even remember what the price of it was at the time, but it's down 35% right now. Let's go out to 7 days. So this would have been the night. So right now, let's see, is this actual time? Yes, it does give central time. So it is local time. So if we went back to the 27th, is that similar? 0.0001175. And we went down right around 10 o'clock on the 27th. Oop. There's 6, 7, 8, 9. So right around here. So actually, it's still a little bit higher than when, no pun intended, than when I sold. I decided I have no idea what the heck this thing is going to do. So it was fine. Like I said, I kind of thought of it as free money. I actually took it and put it into some Solana. So I bought a little over 1 Solana at the time, which has now since gone up about 5% from what I understand. Let's take a look at Solana price. Solana price, yes, up about 5%. I actually did it. Let's see what it was actually. Let's go to 7 day. Oh my gosh. Satisfied. Jeez. You guys are so needy. Oh, they hadn't said anything? You were the one that was saying it? Okay. So you guys have Sunflower Mama to thank for that. Let's see. So Solana at the time was at about 96 and has since now gone up to 102. So I'll take that. I still think this was, from where it is right now, if I was to sell when right now and then buy Solana, wouldn't be as good. So right now, I think I was better off making the move based upon then to now. But if I had waited until it went up, but you know, guys like Hawk, diamond hands. Yeah, we'll see. Retro Mike, you swapped yours for 1.03 Sol last night. Cool. Very cool. So you must have gotten 2 as well instead of just 1. So very cool. Very, very cool. All right. So I wanted to review this, but there is a new airdrop coming on the 31st. Now, this one, there's not going to be any rush to basically claim the airdrop because this is like an 18-month one. But I'm a little unclear as to what the requirements are. You definitely had to interact on the Jupiter network prior to November 2nd. That is clear. What I'm unclear about is, was there a requirement, like a dollar amount requirement? And I may have, they've had a number of airdrops. So this may be getting mixed up with Jito, which was another one that was in December. I'm not entirely sure, but I was trying, that's why I was a little bit late getting started, because I was trying to get definitive information as to whether or not I would qualify. Now, I know on one of my wallets I won't, because I interacted with the Jupiter network after November 2nd. But the first one, the Helium one, I did interact. And depending on how they define what the actual value was at the time, if that even mattered, I don't know. And also, if you interacted on the Jupiter network prior to March, I forget what the exact date in March was, but in March, you get an additional 500 Jupiter. Now, 200 Jupiter is not anything to sneeze at. I believe it is trading right now, and I think it's like at $1.20 or something like that. Oh, no, it's not. Not even close. So if you get 200 of this, I must have been thinking about Jito. So if you get 200, oh wow, a whole $1.26. Okay, nothing to get too excited about. Not at all. Well, hey, it's still free money. And who knows, maybe it'll do something and go up. Let's see, that's 7 days, 1 month. Hasn't really done much since it started. You can see now it's actually started to go up. Yeah, so it was like way down. Wow. Oh, I guess people were probably buying in prior to the airdrop, is my guess. Figuring that the price would go up anyway. Yeah, woulda, coulda, shoulda. Wow, that was a real because I was looking at yeah, I was looking at this, and I swear to God, it said somewhere that it was like worth like $1, like 20 cents. But like I said, I must have been looking at a different one. But anyway, it's worth checking your Jupiter wallets relatively often. I wish I had known about all this ahead of time, but I am thankful for at least the one airdrop that I did get. And if I get the 200 Jupiter, hey, never know. I'll hang on to it until maybe it's worth something. It's at least, like I said, it's something I didn't have before. Yeah, bacon, eggs, and hash. I do love Jupiter. I've used it a bunch of times. When I was looking at trying to exchange Helium IoT specifically for Solana, that's when I discovered Jupiter was on the Helium wallet, and that was very beneficial. And then when I was doing Hive Mapper, I discovered the same thing. Fortunately, I was doing the Hive Mapper thing at the end of November when it went up. Well, I mean, it's a good thing, but if I had just done a little bit of Hive Mapper prior to November 2nd, I might have been eligible for more of the Jupiter. But again, not worth a whole heck of a lot, it looks like at this point. So Easy Estates, welcome. First of all, I haven't seen you around. Appreciate you being here. Is Jupiter like radium? I don't know what radium is, so I'm not sure. Maybe somebody else can answer that question in the chat. Let me see what else I have missed in the chat. As I said, as I always say, if you want me to answer a question, please, please, please tag me. I will see it. Sunflower Mama does try to put questions on the screen that I usually ignore. Not intentionally, I just don't see it because I'm looking at the chat. So, and now she's typing a response. Gotta love it. Joker Miner, what are taxes? Yeah, hey, you want to take risks with what the IRS may do to you? Hey, more power to you. Bully for you. I don't want to mess around with the IRS. So I will follow their guidelines. And truly, right now, they are guidelines, which is why some people are arguing for the fact of that there are no crypto tax rules, that they are only guidelines. There's an argument that can be made, but like I said, I don't want to mess around with that. Yes, and Stephen Thesrow said future dedicated tax bonus live stream. Yes, I will do that because I think people will have questions, and obviously some people have done taxes for years or have refused to do taxes, so they're not worried about it. That is truly up to you. I do not judge. But if you she just says, yeah, you judge a little bit. So if you are interested, I do have a link to Koinly in the description. And more importantly, I would say is if you can use my link to go there, but then look up a coupon code. I think right now, NiceHash as a coupon code is the best one that I have seen. Last year, the NiceHash code was 50% off near April 15th. So right now it's only, I think, 30%. Still a nice discount, still better than paying full price, that's for sure. And I believe that it actually brings their price under CoinLedger's price. So anyway, check that out. The other key thing I want to say is do not buy, go there with the link, but do not buy a package until you know how many transactions you have. Also, if you have only 100 transactions, you pretty much can use the site for free. Just go in there and yeah, you got 100 transactions you got to manually enter into your tax software, but you can do that. If you've got over 1,000, yeah, that'll be tedious, and I would say just buy the package. I don't want to deal with that. That's for sure. So just keep that in mind. If you have a low amount of transactions, you can use the site and then manually enter in all the information that's provided by the site, as opposed to depending on the site's information. One last thing, because this is something I learned last year. Be very, very careful in how you use the forms that are provided by Koinly or CoinLedger, because the tax software may not import everything depending on what instructions you give it. Last year, I got a letter from the IRS that said, hey, that's great, we know what your taxes were, but we need every single transaction. So I had to actually mail them a printout of every single transaction, because when I imported them into the software, I did it as kind of like a lump sum as opposed to every single transaction. So that was my mistake, and I didn't realize I had done that at the time. So just please don't replicate my mistake when you are doing your crypto taxes. So anyway, all right, enough on that. Just wanted to point that one out just because that was a relatively painful mistake I made last year. Again, not a big deal, but definitely made me catch my breath for a second when you get a letter from the IRS after you filed your taxes and you're like, what is this? And I read it, said, is this really as simple as it sounds? did some research. They're like, yeah, it's as simple as it sounds. Don't worry about it. I said, okay, cool. So there you go. Texas. No, I'm not talking about Texas. Very funny, Brian Hollywood, and good to see you, sir. The dude, hey, Max, sorry to bother you about Vast AI. Do you offer the discount on the reserved price? No, I do not. I changed that sucker to 0. Why do I want to give somebody a discount? If they get on my, and maybe that's one of the reasons why I'm having trouble, but I don't. And if you still think, well, maybe I want to offer a little bit of a discount, then lower it. I mean, their discount is like 40%. It's like, if you notice, it's 0.4. That's 40% discount over time. You'll eventually get to that 40%. Now, it will keep somebody on it, but then you're like, well, now I'm giving this guy a discount when I'm making less than what I should be making. So yeah, I either put it at 0 or 0.1. I've been kind of playing around with that a little bit, but no more than 0.1. So, all right. Ovalbore. Gobless praise hell raised Dale hog cranked pans shid. And I'm sure he just wanted me to read that. So you're welcome, Ovalbore Tech. You're welcome. The dude, LOL, I agree with you. Yeah, I you know, I haven't really evaluated that. I'm pretty sure like my verified unit is making like right around 45 cents per hour, and I'm pretty sure I have 0 discount on that, so it does not seem to be affecting that at all. Vortex said, oh god, no, don't read my post. Oh yeah, all righty. What was that? Yep. Well, that was pretty much all I had for tonight. So thank you guys all for coming. I appreciate it. And no, I was going to do an AMA. So what would you guys like me to look up, talk about, whatever? While you guys were doing that, yeah, one of the things. Oh, by the way, do you like the expanded look? I'm not as zoomed in. You see more of the room. Do you like this look? Last Saturday after the stream, my camera like shut off, so hopefully it doesn't do that tonight, but I have a feeling it was overheating, which it hasn't done in the past, which was strange. Regardless, I turned it back on. Both Hawk and Chump were like, hey, that's a cool view, why don't you leave it more zoomed out? And I'm like, well, yeah, but then wrong way, but then the door shows, which means if Sunflower Mama's coming in and out of the door, she can't do it like anonymously. So that's one of the advantages of having it more zoomed in. But I do kind of like the look. A little bit more casual, I would guess, but let me know. Brian Hollywood, tell me about helium miners. Kind of thinking you don't want to do that, but hey, since you asked, I am continuing to helium mine, although I do have one that I do not have hooked up right now. I need to get that one hooked up and get it on Crank, because Crank's doing pretty well. Yeah, I got no complaints. Again, it's one of those things I just kind of let run, and occasionally I'll go into the app going, oh, I'll exchange it for some more Solana, let my Solana slowly grow. Yeah. Anyway, so yeah, I've been accumulating some Solana through that. Let's see. So I am on for demo. I am actually on level 4, which is the top level. So you're getting the most. And I think last week I got, yeah, actually it works out. I know it sounds crazy, but it is, I believe, let me, before I say this, then you guys will just think I'm saying it just to say it. Let's see here. Some more. Yep. 69 per demo last week. 69 demo. It was 138 put together. So yeah, it's definitely making a bit less even with the increased level, but I mean, that's to be expected. But the price of demo is higher. So That still came out to right around $75 for a week. So $75 for something that I paid, I don't forget what it is, like less than $300 for. You're still talking about 4-month, 8-month break even. That's still, and obviously you can't get them right now, but yeah, I should actually put my demo code up. But when is my GeoNet coming? I didn't know I had one coming. I don't think I have one coming. I have not ordered a GeoNet yet, so I thought about it, but really, you're gonna go out? You're gonna go down that path, overboard tech? Yeah. So WeatherXM and Natix are kind of in that same boat, where the quality of the information that's provided is poor. So overboard tech, there is no quality control over the placement of those units. Zero. At least as far as I know, unless you know something different. They also have been talking about allowing other weather units to come online. I've talked to my son about this, and he's like, garbage in, garbage out. It's like, if you can't depend on the data, and the data, the accuracy and preciseness of the data are very important. We're talking about, especially where he is in Alabama, if it gets below freezing and it's like fog, you have ice on the roads and the whole town shuts down. So if you're off by a half a degree and suddenly you think you're above freezing and somebody else thinks you're below freezing, that doesn't do anybody any good. Now, there's the arguments that are made that says, oh, well, this one might be off a little bit this way and this one might be off a little bit this way, but it'll all average out. No, not necessarily. Not necessarily at all. So you want to make sure that the data you're getting is good. And, Hive Mapper, you have to use a Hive Mapper unit. They know what they know what they're getting. Now, obviously, how clean your windshield is, and there are still some variables there, and where you place it on the windshield, there are some variables there, but there's fewer variables with Hive Mapper than there are with Natix, where it could be a crappy camera, where it's placed. I mean, you have all kinds of problems with Natix, in my opinion. And WeatherXM pretty much is the same way. I just don't see that having the application that a lot of people think it will. It requires more precise, better measurement tools. Dakota Miner says, tax, are you saying mining transactions should be itemized, not bulk dollar income? No. What I'm talking about is the capital gains. That's what I'm talking about. That's what they needed me to print out, was all my trades. That was what they needed me to do. I see, but yeah, actually you do, because the income is your basis. So I think I had to include those as well. I don't remember. I just basically printed out what I knew I needed to print out and I sent it. It was all, it still came to the same total. I just sent it. So that's a good question. I'll have to look at it and see. Yeah, good question. But I know in the actual business side of things, you don't have to itemize it. It's just a lump sum. Well, Easy Estates, itemize against your income if it's over standard deduction. Well, no, not exactly. So you guys are asking the question, so I'm answering. When you're doing your taxes for mining, that is an income, and you can either do it as a hobby or as a business. From what I've seen, and again, I'm not a tax expert, there is no benefit, in my opinion, to doing it as a hobby, other than it's easy to do your taxes, but that means you can't deduct any of your expenses. You can't deduct the power, you can't deduct anything. So best to do it as a business, and all of that is outside of, outside your personal itemization. That's all done in a separate bucket for your business. So you have income in, expenses. The net of that is going to be your income or loss that goes onto your 1040 for that business. And then that's all rolls up into your adjusted gross income. And then itemization comes after your adjusted gross income. So, alrighty. Again, I'm answering questions. So sorry if that's putting some of you to sleep. S. Chang says summary entry is only valid if IRS has transactions on file as reported from brokers. In crypto, there's no reporting to the IRS. Good point. I was not fully aware of that when I did it. So anyway, I did a lesson learned. So let's see, what else did I miss? I think I pretty much answered everything I was tagged on. Good to see you, Mr. Red Panda, sir. Yeah, Koinly has a complete full report with transactions that you can send to the tax authority. That's correct, and that's what I ended up doing. But I believe there's a way that you can include all of the transactions in what you send, and I think that's where I made the mistake. So 619 OTA, sorry. Hey, 619, wake up, wake up. Bacon, eggs, and hash. Wait, what? You itemize after your adjusted gross income? Yes, for your personal deductions, not your business deductions. There's only personal deductions. Retro Mike Tech, stop deleting my future show content. Oh, you guys crack me up. Retro Mike Tech, only poor people sell their crypto. You're not wrong. I wouldn't say only poor, only people that need the proceeds to pay for their power or pay for living expenses. So yeah, there were definitely people that crypto during the bull run helped out a lot. Helped out a lot of people. And yeah, they were using it to live on. Absolutely they were. Hellish Miner, good to see you, sir. Bacon, eggs, and hash. Can I file for a temporary LLC and then cancel it after April 15th? Not that I'm aware. Well, I mean, you don't have to say it's a temporary LLC. You can just make the LLC, file your taxes, and then revoke it somehow. I don't know exactly what the process of that, but you can undo a business, no question. I'm only poor like 50% of the month. Yeah. Is that like the week before your paycheck? Is that the 50% that you're talking about? Retro Mike Tech. I sold all my crypto to buy gifts. I'm poor now. I don't think you're poor, Retro Mike. Maybe not as rich as you once were. So the fees on an LLC, he said, Bacon Eggs and Hash said the fees on an LLC is more than the benefit for me. So in Illinois, they've changed it. It's like $39 to file for an LLC. It's really cheap. It used to be $500. $500, which was absolutely insane. So thankfully, minds got together and said, this is dumb. Once we got rid of Madigan, who was holding the whole thing up because he wanted something in return, even though it was the right thing to do. And it was proposed by a Democrat for a Democratic Speaker of the House, but Democratic Speaker of the House didn't care because he was a crook and now he's getting prosecuted. But anyway, I digress. Yeah. So anyway, yeah, so it's only $39 in our state. And I think in a lot of states, it's relatively inexpensive. It is more of a hassle. There's a lot of nuance to it. You can file as an LLC. You can have an LLC and then file as like you are a corporation, like an S Corp, which gives you a lot of benefits. So if you have a lot of income, you can get out of like half of the Social Security that you'd have to pay. So there's definitely some benefits. I have not gone to that length at this point. Probably should before next year. This year won't really matter, I don't think, because I have plenty of expenses that I'll probably take a loss this year on crypto. That would be my guess. But I haven't done my taxes yet to know for sure. I just know that, bought a bunch of 4090s last year. I'm going to be expensing all those. So yeah. Bacon, eggs, and hash. I'll have to look more into, because I got raked last year filing as a hobby. Oh God, no. Yeah, like I said, do not file as a hobby. I've never known anybody that said that was a good idea. Never. Hellish Miner says, FYI, I'm live at 11:05 my time and 10:05 your time. Crypto live drive home. Okay, cool. Well, I will not be going until then. But check out Hellish Miner, good guy in the community. I don't know if I will be there or not, because I have some things I need to do before I go to bed. I'm trying to be better about getting some sleep. Although, man, these watch parties are killing me. Just saying. All right. What other questions do you guys have before we head on out of here? Although, man, it's only been 45 minutes. AXU, should I sell my Hive mapper? It's 2,600 on eBay. That is a very good question, and a question I have been asking myself. Because I'm not driving during the period of time where I could be making money on it. But the sun is going to be coming out soon, and I actually should move it to my car, because at least I drive home when it's sunny most of the time. Or not sunny, but when it's light out. So I should be making more, and certainly when the summer comes, I'll be making more as well. I do understand Chicagoland, and Chicagoland is, as defined by Hive, is huge. It goes all the way out to like Paw Paw. If you know, look up where Paw Paw, Illinois is. It's the middle of the state, and that's considered Chicagoland. That's all one region. So yeah, I actually on Saturday I debated, and Sunday for that matter, I debated on whether or not. What did you just put up there? Oh, okay. I debated on whether to go out and go driving for a while and see how I did, because now Chicago is now a 2 times multiplier. So there's like regular 2 times and 3 times, and I think there's like 1.5 and 2.5. It's like it's granular, but beyond just 1, 2, and 3 times. But it hasn't been 2 times for a while. So from talking to Joe, Joe P, Network Bits, he was thinking that Chicagoland probably will be 2 times for a good portion of the summer. So yeah, I'm looking forward to that. I have actually thought if I could find an Uber driver, where I could stick it in his car and split the profits, that type of thing. That would be pretty awesome. So I don't know. That's one reason why I was thinking about maybe going out and buying some and putting some in some other people's cars and splitting profits and things like that. But I don't know. So that is always the question, because just as you're like making the most is when they're worth the most. And then we're heading into the bull market. We haven't even gotten to the bull market yet, and they're 2,600. But right now there's the lack of supply. It's like the GPU shortage we had, and that's why GPUs got so high in price. Yeah. Okay. Ontario Miner, welcome, sir. What do you have for a solar inverter for your house? I have a solar edge inverter. I actually have a video on that where I changed it from 3G, which has since been deprecated, and changed it to a wired connection. That was quite the adventure, especially dealing with Solar Edge and trying to convince them to give me access to my own solar inverter to allow me to actually communicate the information, the data, through the Ethernet port instead of a wireless modem. So yes, I have Solar Edge. So it's a 5,000 watt, 5,000 kilo, well, yeah, 5,000 watt solar inverter for my 6,000 watt solar panel array. Steven Zero says, talk to Hive Mapper about setting up a fleet account. Yeah, I mean, you can pretty much do that on your own. I don't think you have to actually ask them to do that. At least that was my understanding, but I haven't really looked into it. Yeah. Let's see. I need 3 demos I ordered to arrive and 2 extra Hive Mappers. Nice, DJ. Bull Run Hive Mapper on eBay will be 10,000 each in my, laughing my ass off, I think it's in my opinion. It could be. It really could be. It all depends on how available they are going to be and what the price is going to be. Bacon Eggs and Hash says, I can't buy any more hardware until I do my taxes. I'm all nervous now. Overboard, that's Max's best video, by the way. I will get to that in a second. Yeah, it's funny. That is my best performing video. I wouldn't say it's my, Overboard, do you really think that's my best video, or are you just stating that that's my best performing video? Let me know what you truly think, because man, that was early on. And I would do that video so differently now. I would have a lav mic. Even if I was holding it, I'd have a lav mic so I could actually talk to the camera instead of being a million miles away and just, yeah. Oh, okay, got it. Retro Mike, am I doing any CPU mining? Yes, I am doing some. I'm just doing it on my regular home computer. I do not have any CPU mining. I do need to figure out, and I know that there's a way when my vast rigs are not mining, when they're not rented. Right now I have the GPUs on a job, but I do not have the CPUs on a job mining, and I need to get that set up so that they do both. Georgie asked me, how much was my solar inverter? I have no idea because I bought it as a system. So my system cost between $21,000 and $22,000 total. But after all the incentives, it was $7,800. And right now, according to this, how close am I to, I'm about 4 or 5 years in. I think I've been 5 years. What was that? Oh, August of 2019. So you guys do the math. Over 4 years. And I have saved about, based on 12 cents a kilowatt hour, I have saved just over $4,000. So I thought the break even was going to be about 9 or 10 years. I will get there quicker because the cost of electricity has gone up since I put in my solar panels, which, interestingly enough, that's what they tell you is going to happen. They're like, look, you can't base it just upon this because price of electricity is going to go up. And that's what's happened. Bacon Eggs has a lot of people searching for tax vids on YouTube. Just saying, guys, cough. Yeah, I need to get that done. I've seen a bunch of people post it. Tells me that there's a lot of people looking for the information. And yeah, like I said, I want to get a video out this week on Koinly, just kind of a how-to, the whole process of starting up and what you need to do. And then I would like to do sometime this weekend, do a question and answer session. And again, this is a question and answer session from a non-trained tax guy. This is going to be what I believe I have learned along the way. It's not going to be tax, not going to be financial advice. It's going to be simply my opinion of what I believe the rules to be. So don't come after me. Don't base your decisions. Certainly ask me the questions and then verify my answers. If I'm called out that I'm wrong, great. That means that everybody else will be getting better information than what I could provide on my own. So just want to make sure everybody is getting what they need when it comes to the most boring thing about crypto, which is the taxes. That's pretty much the most boring and painful thing. Actually, last year I did my taxes before April 15th, but there was one credit card statement that only went back 12 months. So by the time I went around to it, I couldn't get the first quarter of the expenses. So I needed to go and wait for that before I could refile. Well, I got that and then just didn't refile until October because I did an extension. I paid what taxes I believed I needed to pay. And with that, because I didn't have to redo anything, basically I got those 3 months of that credit card statement and realized that, well, there actually wasn't anything on there. So then I just filed them after that, but I didn't have to pay anything additional. But yeah, I hated it so much that I just waited the full 6 months with the extension before I actually filed it. So, but again, didn't have any penalty because I paid the taxes that were due on time. So yeah, just real quickly to review that, you can file an extension, not have to pay anything, as long as you pay at least what you would owe by the time you file. So let's say you're getting partway through your tax, you're like, I'm just not finishing on time. But you're like, I think I'm gonna owe about 1,500, but I'm not sure. So I'll pay 2,000. Great. Pay the 2,000, then get the extension. And then at the end of the day, when you're like, okay, you filed it 3 months later, and oh no, it really was $1,500. That's fine. Now you can get that $500 back from the government that you overpaid. So keep that in mind. There's nothing wrong with filing an extension as long as you're current on your taxes and what you would have paid. Let's see, what other questions do you guys have? Overboard Tech says only owing $1,500 sounds amazing. Hey, then ask me another question, Mr. Brian Hollywood, and thank you for the $5 super chat. Very much appreciate it. Well, heck, you're the one who brought up helium. Okay? Next poll. What's more boring, helium? I'll even do 3 options. Let's see. Come on. It said start a poll. Oh, I guess I have to end this other poll. Let me end the other poll. There we go. And the results should pop up. There we go. All right, now let me make another poll. What is more boring to talk about days with Max? Taxes, fast, or helium? And I'll even add one more for Brian Hollywood. All of the above. Although that's a cop-out. I guess that's probably what everybody's going to say. All right. Do you run MX Browns? I do run Browns. I'm not sure what brand. Can you actually tell that by the sound, Easy Estates? Are you serious? You can actually tell that by how it sounds over the stream? That would be amazing. Yeah, I do too, but not all Browns are the same. I got a keyboard for work that was Browns, and they feel a lot more like linears than they do Browns. Yeah, and it was cheap. It was $80. It wasn't that cheap. But it's still a good keyboard. I got no complaints. It's still way better than the keyboard I was using. Oh my god, that keyboard I was using. Although one of the things I like about the Razer keyboard that I have here, there's a couple of things I don't like. I've learned to get kind of picky about keyboards. Working at home, I do like to work in the dark with the screens only on, so I like having keyboards that light through. But with the Razer, haven't gotten to that yet. I'll review the poll in a little bit. But the thing with the Razer is it doesn't give you the shine through of the, what you shift to. It only shows you the main character lit up, which I thought was kind of silly. I would have gotten an EVGA one, but they only had clickies and linear. They didn't do a tactile, which was disappointing. Very disappointing. They're like, oh, well, you could just buy another set. Why would I do that if I'm buying a full-on keyboard? Yeah, the EVGA Z20 clickies I've heard are great. Wife has the one below that, the ones without the macro keys on the left. I forget. I think it was a Z15. But the wife has that keyboard, and somebody was nice enough to send me a second keyboard that was a Z15 as well, which I really like and I use downstairs. So yeah, thank you very much. You know who you are, but he's not here. So that was Rondi. So thanks, Rondi. That was back when I was ready to throw my Razer keyboard out the window, and I had not discovered how to fix it. And I then discovered how to fix it, but then I figured out a better way to fix it, which was just disable the damn thing. The multimedia, like volume pause button thing on the Razer keyboard, the Black Widow, basically gets dust and crap in it over time, and then just like goes up and down in volume on its own. And so as long as that you disable it in the software, it'll just ignore it. So that's the way I have it set up right now. So I don't have multimedia like volume and stuff on my keyboard, which is perfectly fine. It doesn't bother me at all. Yes, cherry browns are the best. I've heard that. Gator. I see. That's the thing is, I think Gatorons. I think that's what I have on the keyboard at work. When Overboard Tech said Gatorons, I'm like, I think that's what I have at work. But I have Keychron something or another is the one I ended up getting. But so the other thing I wanted to mention was the shape of the keys also matters too. And I didn't really know this until I got the Keychron one that I got. They have a smaller top to them, so they're more like angled on the sides. I mean, I'm over exaggerating, but they're angled on the sides instead of being more straight up and down like the Razers are. Easiest states, do you worry about people killing your hardware on Vast by not setting fans? No, because I set the fans. Yeah, you can set the fans. That's not a problem. There's as part of the setup process. So if you guys are into Vast, you need to subscribe to King. He has a setup document, and in that setup document is a couple of things that you can do, including setting the fans to make sure that they are, if you get to a certain temperature, it spins up the fans, so you're basically have this target temperature. I usually set it for 55. Max forgot about flux nodes. Well, the funny thing about it is you guys don't hear me complaining about flux nodes anymore, because guess what? It just runs. It's on that thing right there. That's where I have my Nimbus node. I only have one now and don't have problems with it. I have not looked recently to see. I shouldn't say. I looked a couple days ago, and it was running just fine. Hold on, I gotta look this up first. Retro Mike wants to know. So you're saying you want me to actually put that? Oh, that wasn't what I wanted. That was very disappointing. Shoot, I had opened up a few windows for the stream specifically, and now I'm trying to find. Oh, here it is. So let's see. Is it still running? Going into the second TL website, fluxnode.app.runonflux.io, done by our local expert, Mr. Second TL. And yeah, it's been running. It updated, so it probably rebooted, but let's see. When did it last reboot? 4 days ago, which was, yeah, but the last time it had updated. So yeah, and I got one app on it. Yeah, right now I don't really even have to think about it. Nimbus nodes are so much easier than than Cumulus nodes. They just seem to run much better. So don't know what else to say other than that's just my history of it. And I still have my ETCMC nodes, even though that is like crap as far as price. Let's see what ETCMC is at today. ETC POW. Let's see, is it below 15 cents? No, it's about 15 cents. Wow, and it was up earlier today. Damn. Oh, no, sorry, I have it on 24 hours. Yeah, it was up at 22 cents, just about 22 cents, and now it just plummeted. Wow, that was like yeah, it was like 11 o'clock this morning. It was at that 22 cents, and now it went right back to 15.6 cents. Wow. All righty, missed that opportunity to at least get out of some. Right now I have like 900 something. Not that much. All right, let me get back to the chat. Red Panda with the power upgrade fund. This is the thing, Panda. I actually don't need a power upgrade because I can't put any more power in this house and still be able to cool it. I can't do that. It get too hot upstairs. I don't live in Canada like you do. I live in Chicago where it gets 95 degrees with like 80% humidity. It's sick. So can't do it. So I would need a shed. So if I was going to start any fund, it would be a shed fund. But before that, I need to get a network upgrade fund going and get that going. I was hoping that I might get noticed by TP-Link, but I'm just going to have to bite the bullet and buy that stuff and get that going. But that right now is, I have two projects going right now. One is the network. I definitely want to get that going correctly. And then the other thing is, I'll get to that in a second, Brian Hollywood. And then the second thing is getting the two 4090s going on my Epic rig. And that was delayed a little bit because C-Pain ran out of device adapters, not host adapters, but device adapters, and they still had the cables. So he said that's going to be in stock later this week or early next week. So I'll be able to place an order for those. And then I can get the two 4090s running on that. And I'm actually looking forward to that even a little bit more because right now I think the one GPU is too close to the CPU. So the CPU is getting pretty darn hot. And I think it stopped working a few times. So I think I might add some miners on there, including CPU miners. So it was getting really, really hot. All right, let me go back and find what I need to find now. I'm trying. I put a whole bunch of windows in front. There we go. The hashtag I don't care about carry any power fund. I will honor 2,000 for it. Well, thank you, sir. I will keep that in mind. Anyway, we'll talk. And I got to talk to Sunflower Mama. There's a bunch of things I need to look into. Like I said, I got a bunch of things like I need to start getting organized and say, okay, one thing at a time, figure this out, figure this out, figure this out. So that's the third thing, which is figure out if I put a shed in the background, what are the noise regulations? Like what can the noise level be at a property line? Because I do have one neighbor that is really a pain in my butt when she wants to be. And so I want to make sure that, I want to make sure that I don't run into any issues with that. Yeah. Red Panda, no talk. Sunflower Mama approves. Does she approve? Did she say that? I think it's because she wants her half of the shed. She wants her she shed. Actually, she,
a trip to Iceland.
Oh yeah, actually, she says she needs her trip to Iceland is what she needs. So actually, kind of exciting news. I hadn't even talked to Sunflower Mom about this, but you guys know that I did a fundraiser for ovarian cancer, and there was an announcement that came out. I'll have to share it somewhere. I don't know exactly where, but there's been some exciting things that have come out as far as how to diagnose it earlier. So there's been a lot of things going on. So definitely some good things hopefully coming based upon this research and the results of this research. So pretty exciting on that front. Jeff Key says, hey, Jeff Key, how you doing? I am sure Sunflower Mama has asked many times to take it down. It's probably on the honey-do list. Take what down? Oh, no, she is not. She is not. She is definitely not. I could take down that tree. You guys have no idea what that tree actually is. Now you can get a better reference to it now that it's short, right? And by the way, Jeff Key, you need to learn that every time somebody mentions like, hey, when are you going to take down that tree? It just stays up. It adds a week, at least a week, at least a week. So those people that wanted the tree were doing that every time, being like, we want to leave it up. And it's not a Christmas tree. It's a crypto tree. It's not even a Cryptimus tree anymore. It's a crypto tree. Remember that. Hellish Miner, LOL, your job sounds a little slow at times. Yeah, everybody's job, I would hope it's, actually, my job now is a little slow at times because I have good staff and yeah, I have good staff. And we're down to one shift. But oh my God, 2 years before that, yeah, it was brutal. But you guys have heard that from me a bunch of times, so thankfully that is not the situation now. Sunflower Mama says he tells me nothing. I just remembered it. That's all. Our Hobart, Texas Retro Mike stream Thursday, I think, but not schmizzed one. Get F+ to sim race with me, then I'll do it. That'd be fun to watch Overboard Tech and Retro Mike Tech sim race. That'd be fun. I watched my son sim race. He has a setup that just like clamps to the desk, but pretty cool. He's talked about getting like a rig, but he only lives in a small apartment, so it would kind of take up a lot of space. What about being on the couch tonight? Oh, I'm sleeping on the couch tonight. No, actually, we are one of those couples that sleeps in separate bedrooms because we sleep better in separate bedrooms. When we have company over, we sleep together and we just deal with it at that point. And really, I sleep fine. She's the one who has to deal with my snoring and me moving around and coming to bed late, waking her up, all that. So, oh yeah, and hitting snooze. I have my alarm set for 5:25, 5:30, and 5:38. And it goes off at 5:20, 5:30, 5:35, 5:38, and 5:40. So on the fifth alarm, I get up. Fifth alarm. Red Man is insane, mainly because my kid takes the whole bed. We had that moment. Yeah, we always loved it when we'd have the kids actually come into bed and they would sleep sideways and we'd both be like sleeping on the edges of the bed. Yeah, that was always fun. But those are the good old days. I miss those times at times, but I relish the fact that both of our kids are doing well. All set. Oh, what did I just trigger you on? All set. Pellish Miner says sleep apnea is real here. Snoring is part of that. Yeah. One of these days I should probably be tested for it. Oh, I don't have sleep. She says I don't have sleep apnea. Well, that's good to know. If only. Yes. No, actually, technically, all set. that's only 4 snoozes, because there's the original alarm, that's the alarm, and then it's 4 snoozes. So yeah, I like that additional time of like just rolling over, knowing that, okay, well, I can get 5 more minutes and then it'll go off again.
Just sleep for 5 more minutes. It's the
but anyway, love a cold bedroom. Yeah, and that's actually probably Sunflower Mile probably made. Oh yeah, I like the room set at 63 degrees. Yeah. It's pretty cold in our bedroom too, though. It's like 68 in our bedroom, something like that. But she has like sleeps in my son's old bedroom, and it is actually partially over the garage. So if she shuts the door and shuts the vent, yeah, it gets pretty cold in there. All right. Anybody have any crypto questions? Patty Miner says, Max, can you start over? Tipsy in Vegas, didn't realize what time it was. Well, welcome, sir. Hope you are having a good time. It sounds like you are. That's a good thing. Sorry, that just made me chuckle, Retro Mike. I buy adequate gifts, sir. Not good gifts, not great gifts, not outstanding gifts. Adequate. Okay. Brian Hollywood says, I run my AC in the snow due to 3090 Ti kapow hell. So that's one of the reasons why I definitely want to get this out of the house, because running AC when it's cold outside is really, really bad for the AC. Really bad. So I want to make sure that we're not doing that when it's like 40 degrees outside. Basically the way we have the downstairs set up now, it doesn't. It won't, if I set the air conditioning, say for like 73 or something like that, it will not start going off until at least when it's in the 60s. We have a difference in temp of about 15 degrees between the upstairs and the basement during the summer. Georgie, am I looking for any new projects? I'm always looking for new projects. The question is, will I actually do any of those new projects? Like I said, I'm great at coming up with ideas, but following through is where I fall short a lot of the time. So I just really need to like put down a priority of, I don't know anybody else like that, right, Panda? But I need to put down like, here's what I'm going to do first, here's what I'm going to do second, or what I'm going to do in parallel to one another, but limit it and like start putting a schedule together. I need to be a little bit more, I don't want to say disciplined, but I guess discipline might be the correct word for it, but just really putting down that schedule to hold myself accountable for that. So what were you, do you have any specific projects you were thinking about, Georgie, or you just were asking? Jeffkey says, that's, by the way, awesome that they found better detection methods for this blasted cancer. Yeah. Yeah, like I said, I'm gonna have to do something and show that off. I just didn't have enough time to prepare it. I saw the email just as I was leaving work today, and then completely forgot about it once I had gotten home. But definitely want to do that. Pellish Miner says, I'm thinking that Siacoin will hit 10 cents in this bull run. What's your best guess? I have no idea. This is Siacoin, to me, Siacoin, however you pronounce it, and Pigeon are one of those that go up and down like with the wind. Maybe Pigeon a little bit more than Siacoin, but I'm just not into that. It's not one of the coins that I'm looking to accumulate. So I really don't have an opinion. There's so many coins out there that you can lose yourself in, like, I've got 50 coins. I do not have 50 coins. I have between 20 and 25. I actually started a count today, and it's over 20, but under 25. I forget the exact number though. I think it's closer to 25 though. Geek of All Trades member for 19 months. Yo, just got home. What did I miss? Can you start over from the top? Yeah, I'll make sure I go over all the tax information again. That was really popular here, so I'm sure everybody would love to hear it all over again, right? Maybe I should take a poll. I did not say that, Retro Mike. I did not say that Pigeon was greater than Siacoin. Did not say that. I said they were similar in the way that they acted. That's what I'm saying. Goat or boat? I wish I had that that soundbite. I love that soundbite. It's a fucking goat. Anyway, Brian Hollywood said, "Goat, all you missed was taxes, VAS, and HNT." That is not true. I spent the first part of this stream going over when and Jupiter. Oh my gosh, he gives out 5. I guess he should do that since he's late. That's like the penalty for being late. No, I'm kidding. Thank you, Goat. I appreciate the 5 memberships, the gifted memberships. Very much appreciated. Brian Hollywood gets the first membership. Ontario Miner, Mike the Miner, Katana, whatever, Savage White Zero are the 5 winners of the membership. So thank you, sir. Very much appreciated. And of course, very much appreciated being a long time member. Yes. So for those people that just got a membership, please make sure that you link your YouTube to your Discord, and then you should have access to the OnlyFans channel of Misfit Mining. And I do keep an eye on that. Those people have seen that I do respond to those in there. That's pretty much the only 2 places. But, when people tag me other places, I do notice. But I specifically look for those 2 channels every time I go in. Usually, well, at least once a day, I go in and check that. So that is a benefit. I'm thinking about some other things, but I will leave that for another stream. Once I have determined what I might be doing with my membership program. But again, thank you to all my members. Very much appreciate it. You guys keep this thing going. Means a lot. Really means a lot. FTC greater than Pigeon? Do you mean like... Wait a minute. Oh, sorry. I had gone up. FTC? You mean like FTT? Is that what you mean, automatic beats? Anyway, let's see. I don't even know what to say to that. Cows are friends and food. I guess, yeah, I guess I didn't see that. You're welcome, Pellish Miner. I'm glad I could help. I can tell you that watching Jump Change in the morning kills the first part of my day as I'm doing like just boring stuff. And I'm able to catch up on things crypto. Automatic Beat says feather coin or bust. Feather coin? Really? I don't know. We'll see. We'll see if any of these like go crazy in the bull run. You just never know. But yeah, for those people that are up at 7 o'clock in the morning, 8 o'clock Eastern time, 7 o'clock Central time, or thereabouts, Jump Change does the Daily Grind, which is an awesome title. I love it because the Daily Grind, everybody going to work, and Coffee Grind. I don't know, just love the title, and does a great show just going over what's going on in crypto, checking out other streams. He does Crypto Zombie, altcoin something. I forget what his name is. Anyway, sorry, it's late. Also sometimes does Coin Bureau. Although I haven't seen him do too much on that one recently. But maybe I'm just missing those episodes. But yeah, like I said, if you have the chance to tune into that, definitely tune into that. It is great. And as long as we're talking about different shows, there is Terahash Tuesday and we have Wired Wednesdays. So you've got Hawk and Mining King on Tuesday nights, and you have GPU Risers and the Veteran Miner on Wednesdays. So yes, we all get together. Oh, and then I should mention, because it was yesterday, but Sundays at noon, Goat has his show on Sundays. And then, of course, you have Panda, he is now at 2 o'clock on Sundays. Correct me if I'm wrong, Panda, and 11 o'clock on Saturdays. So a little bit of a change there that he went to 2 o'clock on Sundays because of things that were going and scheduled on his family. But I think and then DJ usually goes on Friday nights, although that's not always, but definitely has been recently. And that's always a good time. Great way to unwind at the end of the week. All right. Any other questions before? Wow. 9:38. Did not realize it had gotten that late. I'm going to do a quick check to see if there's any other questions. Oh, Brian Hollywood says, did you watch the Yeti non-technical interview? From what I've heard, there was nothing non-technical about it. Anyway, but you know, it's when you are a tech guy, an engineer, you forget what it was like to not be a tech guy. And so sometimes it's hard for you to speak in layman's terms. Some people it's easier. This is where people that are in technical sales, that's where they excel. When they can explain a complicated complicated technology or concept and simplify it. Yeah, you need a nerd translator. I'll give you an example. CDMA, which really isn't really used anymore. It was an old cellular technology. Pretty much, I believe, is still kind of an LTE the way it's done. But anyway, CDMA was a very difficult concept to think about. You know, TDMA, which was time division multiplexing, is like, oh, okay, you're digitizing my voice and segmenting it, and I get a piece of every packet or every, you know, bits along a timeline, and you're taking, you know, each 1/10 of a second and digitizing it down to 1/6 that amount of time. And so therefore, when it comes out the other end, it can be minimal time delay and appear like it's just the same. That's TDMA. That's very, very simple to understand. CDMA, on the other hand, is like you have all of these things, you know, all this thing over here going through this big bandwidth, and it's all going into that. And how to distinguish it on the other end is all via code. It's all via, I got it. Did that run on Fortran? No, give me back to that. Anyway, but yeah, then you have a code on the other side that allows you to take everything. I'm not. It's all right. Well, okay. So I'm thinking I'm talking in layman's term, but anyway.
You're not.
All right. So, all right. See how hard it is? So anyway, so did that run on Fortran? No, but I did code as one of my college projects. I had to take Fortran, and I did code checkers. I had to code checkers as one of my first programs. So there you go. Yeah, did that run on Fortran? I know you're just kidding, but yeah, that does show my age a bit. This was University of Illinois, one of the best engineering schools in the country, and they were still teaching Fortran when C++ was being taught to all the computer science kids. They taught the engineering group Fortran. It was still logic based. It was still based upon loops and all that kind of stuff. So it all applied, but it's like, if you're going to teach me something, why not teach me something that I can use as opposed to Fortran, which nobody uses? Anyway, Steven Cicero, Red Panda mining music, no martial arts. What? I don't know. Oh, got it. Taking music. I got it. I remember now. I was thinking the reason why that like triggered me for a second, because I watched a video this morning. Michael Fierson or something like that. He does things on live streams. Anyway, he had a video this morning about all the different copyright free music things you can use. And so I was really looking at that because I've heard people having trouble with it. So he came forth. There's a creator something or another. I got to go back and look at it, but I definitely want to incorporate that. I am definitely going to go back to OBS. That's another project I have. Going back to OBS and letting EVMux kind of go away. Because in order for me to include all of the stream elements, where, subscriber or this, that, and the other thing pop up, I would have to pay a lot more money to EVMux in order to have those features. I'm not willing to pay that much for those features. So definitely going to go back to using OBS so I can get that back. And especially with the increase in upload speed, I should not have the same amount of problems I was having before with OBS, where I was getting limited upload speed and was causing some lagging issues. Oval Vortex says CDMA sucks. No, it doesn't. It does not. I guess I've been saying it a lot recently because it's near the end of the stream. That's how you know the end of the stream is coming soon. Pellish Miner says Fortran. LOL. I was thinking Commodore 64 and 128 basic language. And those are applicable too. Funny thing is actually when I left a group when I was working at Motorola, I left a group and they gave me a Commodore 64, one of those old keyboards. I have no idea where that is. I might have it somewhere. I know it's worth something. What was that? Maybe we gave it away. We may have just given it away. We gave a lot of things away just because it's like you get to the point where you're like, what am I going to need this for? Georgie says, Son of a Tech streams on Sundays as well. Yes, that is correct. But you know what time he streams? And also Rapid Mining streams at noon on Saturday and Sunday as well. John Germain, Basic, Pascal, Fortran, Java. See, this is the other thing. My sister was in the computer science group at the University of Illinois, and they taught COBOL, which, by the way, actually has come in handy for her when she worked at Motorola, but at the time was certainly not state of the art at all. So yeah. Yep, C++ is the thing that's the gift that keeps on giving. Obviously things like PHP, Python, those are probably some of the more sought after. Not doing it again. Those are just what they're called. PHP and Python are languages that a lot of people use. So it streams whenever he wants to stream. Oh yeah, kind of like DJ. That's not a bad thing. He's got loyal followers, so I'm sure they just flock kind of like Panda's followers do. They just go along with whenever the stream goes. Alrighty, guys. Well, I've been going for an hour and a half, so I am going to call it a night. 20 GPU rig when. I love that WEN at the end. Love that little change. You will pry our AS400 out of our cold, dead hands. Funny you mentioned that. So when I was in, and I know that there were multiple generations of AS400s, but I was working for Kemper Financial as a summer intern, and they were just rolling out, replacing I think they were System 360s, I think is what they were called. And they were replacing them with the new fangled thing, the AS400s. This was in the late 80s, people. AS400s have been around since the late 80s, and they're still running. Like I said, I'm sure multiple generations, multiple upgrades, all those kinds of things, but still, that's a long time to have a model still be in existence. And I know the System 360s, I think, were in existence for like 15 years or something. They were around for a long time as well. Alrighty, guys. Well, thank you, Automatic Pizza. Appreciate that. And with that, I will call it a night. Don't forget that, especially a bunch of new people here, so I appreciate that. If you did like the stream, please hit the like button. Anybody hit the like button. How many likes do I have even? I have no idea. Who's coming up soon? Oh, Pellish Miner. Yes, Pellish Miner is going to be streaming. Oh, wow. I never said I was going to go this long, but yeah, he's going to be going on in about 10 minutes or so. A little bit under 10 minutes. But yeah, I have 99 concurrent viewers, 100 concurrent viewers. So appreciate you all. Got 77 likes. But for those of you that haven't hit the like button, please hit the like button. And if you have not already subscribed, please subscribe to the channel. I would very, very much appreciate it. That little thing back there tells me that it's at 4,200, or at least was. Yep, still at 4,200. I was actually technically at 4,202. Probably been passed by Hawk at this point, but that's the way it goes. I got to start doing more content. That's the plan. Alrighty, guys. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. And you guys all have a wonderful night. The General is out.